Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another video slash live stream. What the hell did we just witness last night? That is what I want to start with. Obviously the main bulk of this live stream is focusing on the incredible game last night that played out between Arsenal and Real Madrid. But honestly, I'm still struggling to fully wrap my head around and comprehend what the hell we witnessed last night, because I had to check multiple. I was watching it live, but I had to check multiple different platforms and websites and social media platforms and apps and everything to do with sport. I had to double, triple, quadruple check that stuff to just make sure that I was reading the scoreline correctly, if I was seeing what was happening before my eyes. I had to check I wasn't watching a Football Manager game or a FIFA game. I had to completely, thoroughly check what I was witnessing last night in terms of not only the performance by Arsenal, but the scoreline. Before kickoff, nobody, absolutely nobody, gave them a chance of beating Real Madrid across two legs. Maybe a draw at the Emirates. Maybe the most diehard and deluded Arsenal fan would have said at the very best a 1-0 or a 2-1 victory in favour of Arsenal at the Emirates in the first leg. But no one was really expecting them to get through to the semi-finals of this competition. And yet, the reality of the situation is, on the day after the night before, we are sat here right now looking at this setup that we have going into the Bernabeu. Arsenal taking a not one, not two, but 3-goal cushion to the Bernabeu for the second leg. And we're going, Arsenal are in the semi-final. Arsenal are in the semi-final. There's no way back for Real Madrid, even with all their heritage, even with all their history in this competition. How do you expect Real Madrid to, at the very least, score 3 goals, take it into penalties across 120 minutes, and maybe win it there? Or score 4 goals, whether it be in normal time or in extra time? Even the great Real Madrid would struggle to do that. Now, it's not impossible, and if any club in the world is going to do that, you'd throw Real Madrid in that small bracket of clubs that could overturn a 3-goal deficit. We've seen Liverpool do it against Barcelona. We've seen Barcelona do it against PSG. We've seen, I believe it was Roma against Barcelona several years ago. This, to me, as much as it could potentially happen, and we could witness a monumental collapse of the highest quality in the second leg, I highly, highly doubt it. I think now that Arsenal are through to the semi-finals of the Champions League this year, and I'll keep my energy consistent as much as I can. I said that if Arsenal are to have any chance of beating Real Madrid across 2 legs, they need to take, at the bare minimum, a 2-goal lead with them into the Bernabeu. Something that I did not see happening whatsoever. And yet, as last night proved, I've been humbled. Everybody else in the world of football has been humbled. They are taking a 3-goal lead with them into the Bernabeu. They shocked the world last night, and they were incredible. They were thoroughly deserving of not just the victory, but with the performance that they laid down, they were thoroughly deserving of, at the very least, a 3-goal advantage going into that second leg. Arsenal were brilliant last night. I've been critical of Arsenal a lot this season, and I think a lot of that has been fair. With all things considered and with all due respect. But no, last night, Mikel Arteta got it absolutely spot on. The players performed out of their skin last night. They were absolutely insane throughout the entirety of the night. And Arsenal thoroughly thoroughly, thoroughly deserved their victory, deserved their praise, and deserve to celebrate what was a monumental and historical night for Arsenal Football Club as they beat Real Madrid, the current holders of the Champions League, and not just beat them, but absolutely humbled, embarrassed, and dismantled them. All three of those words, they absolutely put Real Madrid to the sword last night. And they deserve the utmost respect. They deserve the utmost praise. They proved a lot of people wrong last night. And fair play to each and every single one of those players. Every single member of the coaching staff. Mikel Arteta as the head coach. They deserve huge amounts of praise for what they did last night. It was absolutely unbelievable what they did. No one was anticipating it. No one was expecting the sort of one-sided nature of that contest, if you can even call it a contest. Arsenal were brilliant. And fair play to the Gunners. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. Get involved in the chat, people, because we're going to be talking Arsenal a lot, obviously, in this. We're going to be talking about the Champions League. We're going to be talking about Arsenal. We're going to be talking about Real Madrid and where the second half lies. And I want to gauge your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, that I'm sure will make for great interesting reading. So please do get involved in the chat, people. Would love to hear from you all. And if you actually want to come on the show as well, let me know. I'll drop the link if people are interested in voicing their opinion rather than writing it. So yes, please do let me know, people, what your preference is, and I will get that done, because like I say, I was going to do a video on this, but I thought this was a bit bigger than a video, and I felt like this was probably going to be a long-winded explanation and talk about how brilliant Arsenal were last night and where this leaves the second leg and where this leaves the Champions League in general. Because obviously, I think this has now thrown the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of a lot of people believing that this tie is over. And I'm one of them. I think there is probably a 95% chance that this tie is now over. Even as great as what Real Madrid are, with all the potential, with all their names on paper, I would highly doubt that even this Real Madrid side could overturn a 3-goal deficit, whether it be through going the whole distance on penalties and obviously drawing the game, or whether it be by scoring 4 unanswered goals by Arsenal at the Bernabeu. I'm fully anticipating and expecting Arsenal to set up a semi-final tie with one of PSG or Aston Villa. So there we have it. It's been an incredible night for Arsenal Football Club, and I'm not going to celebration police this at all. I'm just going to fully congratulate and respect Arsenal Football Club for what they achieved last night. It's no easy feat to go against Real Madrid and not only win, but dominate and destroy them in the way that they did. The performance from front to back, from back to front, was absolutely impeccable. They played out of their skin. They locked up their main threats. They destroyed them when it mattered most. And the free kicks from Declan Rice, which we've got onto almost 10 minutes in this video of actually talking about the sublime nature of Declan Rice. Not just in terms of his free kicks, which are probably worth 105 million a piece last night, but for his overall performance. Declan Rice was sensational. Declan Rice was absolutely sensational last night. He really stepped up for Arsenal when it mattered most, as did a lot of Arsenal players, not just Declan Rice, but obviously he will take the plaudits. He will take the spotlight for obviously getting the first 2 goals. It's incredible to score a free kick just once in a game, but to do it twice, and for his second free kick arguably to be better than his first. It was absolutely sensational what we were witnessing. Absolutely sensational what we were witnessing. last night, not just from the overall squad, but from him in general. Like, fair play to everybody involved. The defense was immaculate. David Raya, his distribution was brilliant. Jordan, my bro, how are you doing, my friend? I hope you are well. Guys, go and subscribe to Jordan's channel. Doing some wonderful stuff over there. Talks football, talks cricket as well, if you're into that kind of stuff as well. For me, not so much. I really stick to the football side of things when it comes to Jordan. But of course, things obviously to each their own with preference. True Gunner, absolute legend, man. Absolute legend. Thank you for joining us, bro. Hope you are well. Guys, go and subscribe to this guy as well. Arsenal fan, as he mentions, he's absolutely buzzing, and understandably so. Go and subscribe to this guy. If you love your football, if you love Arsenal in particular, he does all kinds of stuff in regards to football. This guy knows what he's talking about. Go and subscribe to this guy if you haven't already. I think we can go on and win the whole thing. You know what? After last night's performance, if you keep up with that mentality, if you keep up with that confidence, and you keep up with the way that you're playing, even without a striker, there's absolutely no reason why you cannot go on and win the competition. I don't think many people, myself included, probably gave you much of a chance. Maybe not even most Arsenal fans probably gave you much of a chance before a ball was even kicked yesterday. But I mean, the nature of football, man, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. What occurred last night when it came to Arsenal absolutely dismantling this Real Madrid setup. Yeah, man, always appreciate it, bro, from you as well, man. Always appreciate it from you as well. I know you shout me out on your channel whenever I come watch, so I appreciate that as well, bro. I don't want Arsenal in the semis, though, as it's Emery returning. I think he'd do us in personally. I mean, Emery has previous in this competition, whether it be with Villarreal. Obviously, we know he's notorious in the Europa League as well. You've already beaten PSG, haven't you, this season in the league phase, I believe. So you might have a bit of confidence there, but I think that this is going to be a different PSG side than what we've witnessed. I think at the beginning of the season, I think they were a little slow. I think they've definitely progressed under Luis Enrique. The game tonight is going to be incredible, whichever way it goes. And obviously, across both legs, I think it could be a real nail biter if you're associated with one of the two teams. And I think for Arsenal, like I say, I think if you're professional about your second leg at the Bernabeu, you're through to the next round. And then you've just got to sit back and watch as PSG and Villa battle it out. For Villa, of course, you know them more than PSG because obviously you play them more so in the Premier League. For PSG, I mean, the way they dumped us out, they played absolutely incredibly in that game. So that would be an exciting and interesting battle nonetheless. Emery bit is in the Europa League semi-finals with Villarreal as well. He knows our style. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. I've completely forgot that he was there at that time. Emery, notorious in European competitions for just handling the occasion. I mean, I'd love for Villa as an ultimate underdog to go all the way. My personal preference was actually Inter, who also won last night against Bayern Munich. I did say that Inter, in my opinion, would win. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it. If you're free, bro, do you want to actually come on and talk about the game last night? If you're free, of course, don't feel like you're obligated to. And of course, if you've got other things going on, cool. And thank you for obviously stopping by. But if you're free to, bro, you're more than welcome to come on if you have the time to. Just let me know, and I'll get the link dropped in the chat. But yeah, last night, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible from Arsenal. I think the performance from front to back, from back to front, was impeccable. The defense was solid. I mean, David Raya's distribution was brilliant throughout the entirety of the night. Jurriën Timber locked up Vinny Jr. He barely got a sniff. And of course, it's Vinny Jr. So even if he does get past, he's obviously going to be a threat in certain aspects of the game. But But he had nothing. He had no real end product last night, even if he did get past Timber on the very rare occasion that he did. On the other side of things, Miles Lewis-Skelly, 18 years old, breakthrough season, and he's given the trust by Mikel Arteta to go up against Rodrigo. He locks him up, bro. He locks him up. I saw Lee Gunner say that it was a sink or swim moment for Miles Lewis-Skelly. Well, that guy swam like a great white shark, bro. He swam like an absolute great white shark because he emptied his pockets last night of his keys, his wallet. Oh, and Rodrigo as well. Just happened to just fall out because he absolutely locked him up. Jakub Kiwior locked up Kylian Mbappe. Jakub Kiwior, a guy that I don't think any Arsenal fan really wanted in that team on that night. Locks him up, bro. Locks him up. Like, what was I witnessing last night? It was absolutely crazy, in my opinion. And it kind of annoyed me a little bit as a Liverpool fan watching that we couldn't have faced that Real Madrid team in the couple of finals that we've missed out on because of the Spanish giants in recent years. But you know what? Take nothing away. This is not about Liverpool. It's about Arsenal. They deserve their moment. They were absolutely insane last night. Marco, welcome along, bro. Hope you are well. I don't know. You tell me, bro. You tell me. How much percentage do you give Real to go through? I still reckon 20%. I spoke about this. I said 95% Arsenal are through. Because even though we have seen incredible European nights, even though we have seen incredible comebacks, Liverpool coming back against Barcelona, we've seen Roma come back against Barcelona, we've seen Barcelona come back against PSG. Even though we've seen all them, I don't think any one of those sides had a defence like what Arsenal have right now. Even though they're missing arguably their best defender in Gabriel, I don't necessarily think that even at the Bernabeu, even with Ancelotti, even with the history and heritage all going in Real Madrid's favour, I think it's still a massive, monumental task, a massive uphill battle to ask this Real Madrid team to go and score, at the very least, 3 unanswered goals against Arsenal without reply and hope you get them in the penalty shootout. Or 4 unanswered goals across 120 minutes without reply and win the game by 4-3 on the night. I just think that is too much for even this Real Madrid team to ask. I'm giving them a 5% chance of Real Madrid going through. 20, I think that's too high. Personally, for me, I understand it's to each their own and all of that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, how you doing? Yeah, I'm going to get the opening monologue out of the way, bro, and then I'm going to drop the link in the chat for those that want to obviously join. So another 5 minutes or so, bro, if you can hang on that long. Appreciate it, though, bro. We'll always love for you to come on the show. If anyone is inexperienced, it's Lewis-Skelly. Kiwior has played round of 16 against France at the World Cup and has experience, but yet he is not first choice at all. I mean, let's face it. They were incredible last night. The defense was absolutely impeccable last night, in my personal opinion. They absolutely locked up Real Madrid's main attack. And Real Madrid just did not have an answer to them at all. And even though Real Madrid were beaten by moments, Declan Rice was sensational. We haven't even spoken properly about Declan Rice. Like, they were incredible last night. They were absolutely incredible. And then going forward, look, I thought Gabriel Martinelli was a threat down one side. Bukayo Saka was a threat down the other. Rice was really good in that midfield. I thought Marino in the second half especially was really good. The only one that I was kind of disappointed in was probably Odegaard. I don't think Odegaard really had a particularly great game. I think he was a bit of a passenger in all honesty. But it didn't matter because Arsenal got the job done. And that's all that matters in this kind of environment. I think the remontada is going to happen. 3 goals is not that much for Real Madrid. They can win 4-1 and then take it. Look, stranger things have happened, and it would be an absolutely phenomenal and incredible night of Champions League action if that was to happen. But like I say, I've got to be consistent with what I said beforehand. I said that Arsenal need to take, at the very least, a 2-goal lead into the Bernabeu to have any chance of winning. I didn't expect them to. I definitely did not expect them to take a 3-goal lead. I think Arsenal are already through to the semi-finals. And I understand it's Real Madrid. I understand it's the heritage, the history, whatever you want to call it. But I've got to stay consistent as much as I can. I have to stay consistent. Otherwise, I'm a bit of a hypocrite. So I'm going with Arsenal to get the job done in the second leg. Real Madrid just stopped playing football altogether in the second half. 0 attempts at anything. You can say it's maybe Real Madrid faltering. I say it's Arsenal neutralizing them. I think Mikel Arteta got it spot on the night. I'd love to know for some Real Madrid fans what is going on, because you haven't exactly been at the races this season. And if I remember correctly, I don't believe Carlo Ancelotti has actually retained a league title in back-to-back seasons. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the case. I think that's the case where I don't think he's actually done that. And it doesn't look like he's going to be doing it this season with being 4 points behind Barcelona, it looks like. So it's going to be a tough uphill battle for both of them. So it's, it's going to be a very exciting and interesting end to not just this game in terms of the tie, but in terms of the season as well. Is PSG a bit overrated? I think PSG have a good chance, especially with the second leg being at home, and Villa have good subs to bring in. I can't wait for this game. I think this is arguably the tie of the round. Like, obviously, I know Arsenal and Real Madrid have the names and the exposure and everything, but I looked at it and I said, Inter are going to beat Bayern Munich. I don't think a lot of people may have predicted that at the beginning, but I said if Inter can get a very good result at the Allianz, I think they can take it back to the San Siro and they can professionally take out Bayern Munich of this tournament. So far, so good as far as what Inter are concerned. I said that Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, as much respect as I give Dortmund, Barcelona should win that game. PSG, Aston Villa, that has got a lot of story behind it. Unai Emery going back to face his old club. PSG with how well they beat Liverpool in the last round of the competition. Aston Villa with the manager that knows this competition better than anyone, pulls off miracles every single season, it seems. That, for me, is the tie of the round. Because I didn't anticipate Arsenal to do what they did last night. So I was looking at the Aston Villa PSG game as being the tie of the round. And it still could be. There still could be some phenomenal football to be played tonight. And I, for one, am very much looking forward to sitting back and watching those two teams battle it out at Villa Park. And like you say, PSG have a very good chance. If they can get a good result, it's in Paris tonight, isn't it? It is in Paris tonight, isn't it? I've just had to double back on myself. Like, it is. Luca, my bro, is in the house. Welcome, my friend. Hope you are well. I'll be dropping a link in about a few minutes, bro. So if anyone and everyone wants to come on, that obviously would be very much appreciated. I think it is in Paris tonight. So it's obviously a good opportunity for Paris Saint-Germain to get a good result in the first leg and carry it over into the away leg. But it's also a good opportunity for Villa to get something away from home and to hold on to it when it comes to obviously going back home to Villa Park. Mbappe and Kane both had off nights yesterday. Can they bounce back in the return leg? I mean, Bayern will be hoping so. From their point of view, I know they missed a hatful of chances yesterday. Inter, though, like I say, I backed Inter. I'm backing Inter to win the whole thing because it's a bit of an underdog, and I also like what they're doing with their defense. But no, I like a bit of an outsider, to be honest. Good evening. Good evening to you, sir. I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Hope you are well too. I know you'll be probably buzzing from last night. Would love to gauge your opinions and thoughts on how you thought the game went last night. Gabriel Magalhaes was still on crutches in the stands yesterday. It's peak. He ain't coming back anytime soon. So gonna need Kivior or Benny Blanca. Like I say, I thought they would go with Timber and Saliba last night. I was wrong. I was very much wrong. And Kivior, like I say, he backed his manager's faith in him to start him. And fair play to Jakub Kivior for his performance yesterday. Right, I'm dropping a link, people. If you want to come on, have your say. Would love to gauge your thoughts and opinions from last night. Martinez's finish was absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I didn't really watch the Inter game because obviously I was mainly watching the Arsenal game. But like I say, Inter are great, man. Inter are definitely not one to be messed with. And with them being in the other half of the draw, and like I say, if my predictions are to come true, they're likely to meet they're likely to meet Barcelona in the semi-final. You've got one hell of a semi-final on your hands on that side of the draw, and you've got one hell of a semi-final on the other side, whether it be Arsenal taking on Aston Villa or PSG, if, again, my predictions are to obviously come true in the aftermath of last night. So, yeah, I'm very much looking forward. It's so much better as a Liverpool fan now that we're out to not have this stress. I can just enjoy the Champions League for what it is. Obviously, I'm annoyed. I'd love to be a part of it. And obviously, stress is part and parcel of this. But there is a little element to me that's sort of like, I'm sort of glad I'm not as stressed out as what I was when watching that PSG game that we played. Tiny element. I wish we were still in it. Of course I do. Would be much better, but apparently not. We had to go and mess it up against PSG. So it is what it is in terms of that score. But yeah, if you want to have your say, like I say, get involved in the chat. If you want to come on the stream, follow the link. You guys know what to do on that score. But yeah, I can't praise Arsenal enough. There's a tiny bit of saltiness to me that, like, obviously, like I say, I wish we'd have played this Real Madrid side in previous knockout tournaments that we faced Real Madrid in. There's a little bit of saltiness to me that, you know, it's Arsenal at the end of the day. Don't really want Arsenal to succeed, but I have to hold my hands up where it's due. I was humbled last night, as were a lot of people that were watching around the world last night. Absolutely humbled in what was going on. Absolutely humbled in what was happening. And they got proven wrong. Everybody, a lot of people got proven wrong in their predictions, myself included. Fair play to Mikel Arteta and his Arsenal side. It's very, let's say, quality. Absolutely quality all round from the Gunners there. And from, yeah, I can't even, I still am in disbelief as to what I witnessed. I'm still in disbelief to what I witnessed. Declan Rice, absolutely phenomenal. And to not just score one free kick, but to score two in the same game. That was the second one actually better than the first. Sublime. Absolutely sublime. Yeah, just brilliant. Just brilliant. Are you watching one game tonight or both? Won't be doing a live stream. Don't have time. Don't have the sort of, I guess you say time, somewhat time or the capacity to do a live stream. But I will be watching the Aston Villa game and probably flicking to and from the Barcelona game, just casting an eye on that, just to maybe check and double check on how Barcelona are doing. Why would UEFA put both games on at the same time? I know, I hate that. Like, I hate when they do that. They always have, like, in the group stages or the league phase, they always have half the games on at like 5:45 or whatever it is, and then they have the other half of the games on at 8 o'clock. I feel like they can do that in a semi-final. It would be nice to have both of them, but it's a bit annoying. And joining me right now, the one and only Jordan Hyman. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good man. Obviously, you're a fellow Liverpool fan. What did you make of the game last night from a neutral rival fan perspective?
Yeah, it was. Yesterday was just amazing indeed to sit down and just watch the quarterfinals between both teams. Indeed, Arsenal against Real Madrid. Indeed, I was saying to Josh yesterday in the chat that I want to see the 2006 Real Madrid Arsenal team, but it's a different Arsenal team comparing, and also the Real Madrid as well. This is a different Real Madrid team as well. But what a player! Arsenal fans, you deserve that player, man. Declan Rice. Eh? What a free kick! Oh my word, no chance for Courtois to save that. Oh my word, Declan Rice is a baller. What a free kick.
It makes you question as well. If he can hit a dead ball like that, like the way he did, why the hell has Martin Odegaard been taking their free kicks all season?
Exactly. Because Declan is taking free kicks for West Ham United before he joined Arsenal, and this is first Champions League free kick, and it was spot on. It just bring memories of Trent. But we know we're not in it, but what a free kick by Declan Rice, man.
We know he can take a corner. We've seen how deadly, obviously, Arsenal can be from corners, and obviously Rice takes the in-swinging ones from the left-hand side. But I just don't understand, like, has he only just discovered that he can take free kicks? Because the way that he just went, not just once, but twice, and it was just perfect each time. The curl on that first one, and then to find the top corner with that second one, the guy had absolute precision, like laser precision in how he took them free kicks last night. They were an absolute joke, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to be Saka taking it, and oh my gosh, when I see curve around the wall, oh my word.
It was brilliant as well. After the free kick, they obviously panned to Real Madrid legend and Brazilian legend Roberto Carlos, infamous, of course, for scoring free kicks with an insane amount of curl on them. But I want to give you this question here. Marco says, let's say that Real Madrid start off with a very early goal in the second leg. From then on, how much percentage do you give Real to qualifying? What's your thoughts on that? Do you think there is any way back for Real Madrid? And do you think that obviously an early goal may tip the scales?
Well, there are few players that are out. Tochimen on yellow card. Kamavinga got suspended, got sent out by a red card. It's going to be what will Dan Carlo will do come next week. Because that formation that he used yesterday, I was saying in my mind, is that same formation that he used to use against us? He just turning out two players up front instead of three. So Vini and Mbappe. Santiago Bernabeu. If Arsenal can bring that same form that they do against Real Madrid yesterday at their yard at the Emirates and bring it to Santiago Bernabeu, I think number 16 is gone through the door for Real Madrid, and I also for Saka as well. If he can get his first trophy, I'll be happy for him. Despite support Liverpool, but it's been years he is not won a trophy. I know it will be happy for the fans of Arsenal. But yeah, if that could happen, if Declan Rice can even do it again, can he repeat the free kick at Santiago Bernabeu? Because if he does,
I mean, Real
history,
Madrid might
history,
put like a
history repeats
300
itself.
million
Yeah, history
for
repeats
Declan.
itself. So
Uh,
we have to see
yeah,
them next week.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, just on that, I'll give my thoughts on it. The whole game plan for Real Madrid has to be to get the crowd on side and to get Arsenal to be as nervous and unstable as possible. An early goal obviously threatens that. So that would be the game plan for Don Carlo. Get an early goal, unsettle Arsenal, try and unnerve them in any sort of way, shape, or form. Frustrate them, annoy them, use those kind of dirty tactics, those kind of Spanish tactics, and just try to obviously get back in the game as quickly as possible, because you want to get the crowd on side to really see if this Arsenal side will crack under the pressure or not. Whether they do or not, obviously a different story. But yeah, for Arsenal, I think the game plan is pretty simple. I think it's sitting deep. I think it is soak up the pressure as much as you can. And then with Saka bombing down the wing one side, with Martinelli bombing down the wing the other, I think they may even use maybe Trossard as well, maybe with a bit of extra speed just to hit them on the counter attack. Real Madrid have to come out in the second half and they have to go for the kill. And if Arsenal can play their cards right, if they can make the final decisions right in the final third, Arsenal could very well just pick the rest of Real Madrid apart, in my personal opinion there. So I completely agree with you, bro. First free kick was not on target until it was. So much spin on it. Can't blame Courtois. Second free kick, top bins. Not savable by any keeper. Two perfect free kicks. Lightning hit twice. Definitely caught lightning in a bottle. Not on one occasion, but twice there. I completely agree with you there, my bro. On Insta and training videos, players hit free kicks, top bins, even with dummies in front of them. So it's nice to see for once in an actual game. I think it's pressure, bro. I think what you say there is pressure. I think when we see training videos, it all looks great in training, but there's no real pressure there. So players just do what they do. The pressure's off, and they are doing all of these incredible things. And then it comes to an actual match day, and I think sometimes players just let just let everything get to them. They let the noise in the stadium, the atmosphere sometimes get to them. Declan Rice, what you saw last night was just calmness personified. What you saw last night from Declan Rice,
Exactly.
it was
That's
just
that Declan Rice.
he didn't let
That
anything
Declan
phase
Rice.
him. He just stepped
Mm.
back. He
What?
looked
Yeah.
at the goal,
Mm.
looked at the goalkeeper, and went, "I'm putting this right past you." And he did, not
Yeah.
once
That
but
that
twice.
looks like West Ham Declan Rice. I'm seeing.
Yeah,
What?
absolutely.
No man.
I mean, his price
Eh?
tag was 105 million. Those free kicks were probably worth 105 million a piece last night. Absolutely insane. Roberto Carlos would have been proud. Absolutely, absolutely. Real Madrid will go for broke. They will go all out attack. It will be an entirely different game. I mean, I'd love to see it, but like I say, I think if Arsenal play their cards right on the counter attack, I think it could be
If
game over as far as what they're concerned.
yeah, because if Real Madrid is going to knock out Arsenal, they need to score 3 goals at their backyard. We know they have the advantage at home at Santiago Bernabeu, but they still need to score 3 goals. But where
I,
will they get the goals? Because they have
I,
Vinny, you have Mbappe, you have Rodrigo. Rodrigo, uh, he
I,
was nowhere to be found yesterday. So what happens next week?
and they need to do it
We
without
need,
reply as well. They need to do it without Arsenal interrupting with a goal themselves. So, yeah, I completely agree.
and when Saka is over by the right, it's gonna really be that dangerous over there. So with him and Rodrigo, when he cuts in, he's gonna be. I think he's gonna really. I don't know. I think he's gonna really cook Rodrigo like what he did yesterday. But I think he's gonna really deliver. And seeing him back, Arsenal fans really happy to have him back. But yeah, Santiago Bernabeu.
The
It's
stage
gonna
is
be a
set.
great match. Yeah,
The stage is
because
absolutely set. Marco asked if those fouls were justified in the build up to the Rice free kicks. Yeah, they pretty much were. There was, I think the referee, obviously, I think they referee a little differently on the Champions League in comparison to the Premier League. They let a lot more things go on the Champions League stage. I feel like there was a lot of things that were let go last night, but yeah, I think the free kicks with Rice were entirely justified. So yeah, they were legitimate. Is attack the best defense for Arsenal? I don't think sitting back can beat well. They need to do what they did at the Emirates. I agree, but Arsenal's best asset is their defense. Arsenal's best asset is their defense, and if they use the pace of Martinelli and Saka on the wings, especially as outlets, they will cause a lot of damage to Real Madrid on the counter-attack, in my personal opinion. I don't know if you have a different opinion on that, Jordan, or not, but I personally think counter-attacking is the best way that Arsenal can go about the second leg.
absolutely agree with you there. Absolutely agree with you. I don't have anything to say about that part, but yeah, absolutely agree, man. Gabriel Martinelli, man. This player just he's on a different level. He's in his
Yeah,
own. He's by himself. Just destroying players left, right, and center. Just showing Vinicius say this is how you play and use
yeah.
skills.
I feel so
Yeah.
awkward giving so much praise to Arsenal. It doesn't suit right. It feels so weird, but I can't help but agree. I can't help but agree. Martinez finish was as if he was on a training pitch for fun, but it was in a full Allianz Arena. Like I say, man, Inter are definitely one to watch. I don't know. Did you see the Inter game last night, Jordan, at all?
No, I was watching the Arsenal game, so I
Fair
didn't
enough.
saw that.
Saw some of the highlights. I thought Bayern just missed a few opportunities. Inter looked decent for the most part, looked strong, and I think they'll finish the job at the San Siro next week. So, yeah, that may actually be the more interesting game to watch potentially next week. We don't know. As a Barca fan, Borussia Dortmund is a potential banana skin. I'm a bit worried.
Yeah, say a
Always
word.
had
Well, Lamine Yamal. Lamine.
Yamal, Rafinha, the top goal scorer and top assist maker in the Champions League so far this season. I mean, do you
Look, man.
share the sort
So,
of worry there? Do you think that Dortmund could spring a surprise tonight, or do you think that Barca have got this in the bag?
Whitney, Lamine Yamal is a fantastic player, 17 years old. Well played indeed against Benfica with him and Rafinha link up play. I think if he continue this form, I think it's going to be they'll go to all the way to the finals, man. Lamine Yamal, I think he will be looking to add another trophy to his collection as well as the Champions League to his Euros trophy. So I think he will really help this team, Barcelona, to get the job done. And yeah, I think they will do. He will do well there. So later today. So with his skills, it's gonna be deadly. We know Borussia Dortmund have Adeyemi there, but can they keep up with Lamine Yamal? Because he's good. They have youngsters like Gavi there, indeed. So how will they perform? We will see later what could happen, man. And also, Asensio is returning back to his former club later today as well when Villa
Real Madrid.
traveled to France to face Paris Saint Germain. But yeah, but that is it's going to be a big showdown between Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona. I think it's going to be Barcelona. Barcelona going to take that
Two games that I'm very much
home.
looking forward to tonight. I mean, you already raised the point there that could you imagine if the on loan signing of Marco Asensio is the guy to knock out his parent club of PSG? I mean, they probably wouldn't want him back. It'd be like Coutinho against Barcelona them years ago. And then, of course, like you say, Dortmund versus Barcelona. It's not a foregone conclusion. I think Barcelona will get through to across two legs, but I do agree. It is a bit of banana skin, but what an incredible season it would be for Barcelona with all of their financial problems and everything going off with the club right now. For Hansi Flick to come in and go, yeah, in my first season, I won the Spanish league and I won the Champions League. Done and dusted, mate. Would absolutely be phenomenal.
Yeah, it will.
Where we get up to, yeah, but second leg is in Dortmund. Yellow wall things, man. Yeah, man. I mean, you got to deal with it, bro. What makes you champions? We've any champion that has ever won has had to go and face a hostile atmosphere. Dortmund have one of the best atmospheres in Europe. It's going to be tough, but I think you could get the first leg. In all honesty.
Can you guys keep up with Lamine Yamal? That's the thing. Because when he
massive
get the ball in his foot, when he get his ball in his foot, the game is done.
Yamal, Lewandowski, Rafinha.
Yeah, the game is done. The game is done. Look what they did to Benfica.
I personally think the same. I think if Barcelona play their cards right, they could get the job done and dusted in the first leg. In all honesty, I think it's a very good opportunity for them to do so. Jamie Carragher might be in the yellow wall. Carragher is two different people, man. When Carragher's on Sky Sports, he's so different to what he's like when he's on the Champions League nights with Thierry Henry and Micah Richards. There is two different personalities of Jamie Carragher. I swear to God. I also want to point out Don Carlo last night, the raising of his eyebrow thing. As infamous as what that is, if that eyebrow was raised any higher, it would be part of his hairline. I just wanted to just throw that out there.
Hey,
I hate to see what it's like in the second leg.
Look, man. I was watching the game. I was wondering, said Trent Pictures, he was watching this game. So they really need a free kick specialist. They're gonna get him, though. They ain't gonna get him up. Yeah. Indeed.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Imagine Rashford going back to Man United as a Champions League winner. It would be similar. I mean, Sancho almost did it last season. Sancho almost did it last season.
For me, I don't think. No, I don't. I'm not. I think for me, Rashford is happy where he's right now.
You can see a difference, can't you? You can see the pressures lifted.
Back to Man United. Oh my word! I don't think he can go back, man. He don't want to go back.
Yeah, I agree with you. You can just see it. The pressure's lifted. He seems happy. When he
scored, you look, yeah. The Rashford comeback. I see the smile. I see the smile from Rashford, and I say, this was the Rashford that used to play for Man United back in the days. No, getting game in time. That is what he wanted from Man United. I never get it. Now, Una playing him is well done. Assist, wow, scoring goals. No, jeez. I think he could even score a hat-trick come today, or maybe assist. Get some assist.
He's definitely
for Villa. I think he will be linked up with Asensio today. So I think. By the way,
absolutely, bro. I agree with you. By the way, Rashford knows how to score in Paris. Remember the night that he had with Man United with Solskjaer away from home against PSG. Yeah, two things with that. One, Rashford is in very good form. But two, that wasn't a penalty though, was it? He scored a penalty, and fair play to him for scoring the penalty. Like, it took obviously a lot of guts to obviously, do that in the atmosphere in the time that he did. But that weren't a penalty though, bro. Like, I know obviously in history we look back and go he scored, but not a penalty. It was very, very, very controversial. Let's not forget.
But look, man, Sancho. Yeah, we know we're talking about Champions League, but look, Sancho, I think he's gonna stay at Chelsea, man. He's gonna stay at Chelsea. We went to Man United for. Going back to Man United first. They're in relegation zone. Going back there. Chelsea are in top. I don't think he's going to go back. Villa is doing
Well,
well. They're battling for Champions League again. Rashford not going back to Man United either. So none of them not going to even left their club that they're right now. Sancho at Chelsea, Rashford at Villa. No, no. And Rashford is really happy. Linking up with Asensio. Wow. New teammate.
with Sancho,
Unai.
I
Good.
think there's an option or an obligation. I can't remember which one it is for Chelsea to buy him at the end of the season. I think it's an obligation because I think I remember reading that Chelsea might be exploring a way that they can actually pay a little extra money to actually not do that. So we'll have to see what happens with Sancho going forward, to be honest. But it could be a very interesting transfer story as and when the summer gets here. Lewandowski usually only plays half matches or is subbed off, yet still he leads on the top goal scoring charts. You feed Lewandowski, he scores, bro. You feed him, he scores. Like, that is just talent and quality that you can't teach. You can't teach and you don't lose. How to find the back of the net is phenomenal.
If you want Lewandowski to score goals, you need to give him the ball them that he needs, the ball them that you really have to really get the ball them to him. When you get the ball to him, you know what's going to happen, man. He's going to score goals. If you don't get it to him, he's not going to score, but you have to get it to him. But I want to see if Lamine, Rafinha will really get the ball to him. We know him already. He know how to score goals. So, yeah. I want to see what they will
they
do
do the
later
work rate.
today.
They do the work rate. You've got Pedri as well. They do all the work rate, the running, and they just feed him and he scores. And you know, how old is he now? Is he like 36, 37?
He looks serious.
36, 37? Somewhere in that
Mm-hmm.
ballpark?
Maybe.
Still going strong, man. Still going strong. Just proves that, like, all these kids that go on like FIFA and Football Manager and think that a player's done by the time they hit their 30s, absolutely wrong, bro. Absolutely wrong. Got no idea. Does Cara have more banter on CBS, more serious on Sky? I feel like that's the case. Like I said, I feel like they're two different people, to be honest. I feel like Cara's more relaxed on CBS and he's constantly cracking jokes and he's a bit more free to kind of express himself a bit more. I feel like on Sky, he's a bit more restricted in that kind of area where he comes out with some absolutely mad stuff at times. And yeah, some of his takes and some of his comments and things are not exactly what we tend to see from him when he's free to be a bit more expressive. Don Carlo loves his bubblegum. Absolutely. And Rashford might be happy, but as things stand, he is only on loan and is expected to come back to Man United beginning of next season.
For me, man, that one. Yeah, I don't think Ruben Amorim wants him back. I swear to God.
He's
Oh
definitely
my
more
gosh.
happy. He's definitely more relaxed. I
Man,
think
but if
Villa
you go back to Man United, if you go back to Man United, he's not gonna get the game in time. He's gonna be on the bench again.
Yeah, I think Amarim's done with him. I think Amarim it doesn't want him back, to be honest. And I think, isn't there an option of 40 million or something that Aston Villa can explore if they really want to? I think,
Well,
given
he's
the
happy
way
at
they're
Aston
playing
Villa.
right now,
He's
I'd
happy.
take it.
He's
I'd
happy.
take them all.
He's happy. He's happy at Aston Villa.
Absolutely.
And also, yes, he's happy because his fellow country teammate is also playing for Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins. So why reason why you have to go back to Man United? He's happy. Watkins is really enjoying himself now, scoring goals.
And with the
Despite he
team
not
he's
really
got around him as well. The team's got around him as well. Amadou Onana, Yuri Tillemans in the midfield. You've got Morgan Rogers. What an incredible season that guy's been having as well. I know that I don't think they can probably get him now because I know he signed a new deal with them. But obviously with Asensio as well coming in, it could be a very exciting end to the season for Villa. Yeah, Villa have got a very good squad building up. I think they struggled at first, having to handle both Champions League and Premier League at the same time. I think they kind of struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season, but since bringing them two in, and since they've got used to handling like 2 games a week, they've become very, very good. They have become very, very good and stronger as the season's gone on. So tonight, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Aston Villa,
Yeah, I'm looking for
PSG. Jordan,
looking forward to
take
Yeah,
the
I'm
floor,
looking
bro.
forward to it. Yeah, man, I'm
Prediction.
looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, man. And also, man, I'm looking forward. What is feel difference? Come on, you lads.
So, are you going for Dortmund or Barcelona to maybe we'll go first leg first and then give a prediction on who you think will win overall and advance to the semi-final?
Yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Do you think
But
Barca?
I want to see if Borussia Dortmund can handle Lamine Yamal. Well, yeah, that would be interesting, man, bro. I'm looking forward to that, man.
I don't know if you guys know, but Jordan's a massive Lamine Yamal fan. I just didn't know if that came across at all in this live stream, so I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. PSG Aston Villa then. If you're going with Barcelona in the other game, PSG Aston Villa. Who do you see winning the first leg? Who do you see going through to the semi-final?
For me, man, I'm going to say Arsenal going to the semi-finals. Barca Dortmund, I'm going to say Barca. Bayern Munich, Inter, I'm going to say Inter. PSG Villa, I'm going to say Villa.
Man's going with Villa.
So
Nice.
it could be all England semis.
See,
So
part of me wants to say PSG because they knocked us out, but yeah, I get the Villa thing. I get like uh,
the semis will be Inter Barcelona. So yeah.
ooh, that is nice. That is a nice semi-final to set up if that is going to be the case. If Emery wins the Champions League, he is in the top 3 best coaches of all time in Europe, considering how many Europa Leagues he's won, as well as and how he took Aston Villa to the top of the Prem. I agree with you, man. Emery for me has been a class manager for a number of years, and I think maybe when it came to him being at Arsenal, I think he was always going to be in a tough position taking over from Wenger and the state that kind of the board and everything had left that club in at that particular time. So I think that he wasn't really going to be given much of a chance by the Arsenal fans. I think it was a horrible situation for him to be in. I think he was probably the wrong guy in the wrong place at the wrong time. But for me, yeah, since obviously everything, Jordan's gone. I don't know if he's temporarily gone or we're back, but we shall see. Fair play if he has gone though. We shall see on Emery. But like I say, I've been a class manager for years. It's been a class manager for years. Really do love and respect the guy. Not exactly like the best football, in my personal opinion. Not exactly to my preference anyway, but it's effective. It is effective, and I can respect that. Rogers was apparently first with the cold celebration, not Palmer. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, but obviously it's stuck with cold Cole Palmer more. Barca need to take a 3 or 4 goal lead to Dortmund. Maybe I feel like I feel like they can do that, and I feel like they can get the job done and dusted in the first leg. In all honesty, bro, let's not sleep on. I forgot how you pronounce Garasi. I can't. I can never pronounce names. I'm so sorry that I butcher names. He is amongst top goal scorers too. Yeah, having a very good season. I still think Barca. I just think the way they play sometimes. If they are in the mood for it, they could kill the game off. Thanks for having me on, and I'm going to watch cricket now. Yeah, like I say, bro, thank you for coming along. Always lovely to have you on the show. Always lovely to gauge your thoughts and comments and opinions and all of that stuff. So thank you very much for coming on, bro. Really do appreciate it. Guys, once again, go and subscribe to Jordan. Like I say, he's going to go watch the cricket now. I think he's got a live stream all set up and ready to go. So go ahead, subscribe to Jordan if you like your football and if you like your cricket and a combination of the two. Or even if you just like one or the other. Go and subscribe to the guy doing some awesome stuff right now. Go check this guy out. Absolutely awesome stuff. And like I say, he had some fantastic takes today on Arsenal and the Champions League. So yes, Arsenal last night, absolutely phenomenal against Real Madrid. They have 1 foot into the semi-final. I don't necessarily see Real Madrid coming back from that. I think the tie is pretty much over. I know stranger things have happened. I know crazier things have happened, but I just don't personally see a way in which even the great Real Madrid overturn that deficit. Inter also 1 leg into the semi-final as well. 2-1 win over Bayern Munich. Very good result for the Italians last night. Again, they were my pick to go through right from the off. They're actually my pick to win this tournament. I'm going with a bit of an outsider. I get it. But I like the way that Inzaghi plays. I like the way that he sets his side up. And I think that when they get to the San Siro next week, I think that they will kill the game off in a professional manner. And as for tonight, and of course next week, when it comes to the other 2 Champions League games, I'm going with Barcelona to knock out Borussia Dortmund. I think that they can get the job done in the first leg there and then. I think Barca will take the game to Borussia Dortmund. I think they will swarm them. I think they will suffocate them. And I'm going for Barcelona to wipe the floor with them. And as for Aston Villa against PSG, my personal tie of this round of fixtures that I am very much looking forward to witnessing before our very eyes tonight. Again, if Villa can get a very, very, very good result, and I'm talking a 2-goal lead over PSG, to take back with them to Villa Park, a 2-0, a 3-1, whatever the case may be. Unless that happens, I'm sticking with PSG. I'm sticking with PSG. And I think that they've proven in the last round, they don't need to use the home advantage to their advantage. They're a very good side. They are a very well technically gifted side. And I just think that PSG would just have enough about them. Even though Aston Villa are a very good side, they have the manager that can obviously thwart PSG. I'm leaning more towards PSG to go through into the semi-finals. I'm leaning more towards them. Love to get your guys' thoughts on that. Would love to know what you guys are having to say on the Champions League. Exciting times, interesting times lie ahead in this competition. But that's where we're going to end it, guys. This has been fun. Thank you, everybody, for engaging. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, even if it was for only a short amount of time. Thank you for Jordan for joining me on the stream. Absolute pleasure, as always, bro, to talk to you. True Gunner was here as well. Like I say, guys, go and subscribe to True Gunner. If you want your Arsenal fix, or if you want to learn more about Arsenal, or if you want to learn more, or if you just want more of a take on football entirety, go and subscribe to him. He does some absolutely incredible stuff. So go and subscribe to him. He joined us Marco as well, join us throughout. Absolutely wonderful to talk to you as well, my bro. Big up to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us as well. Who else was here as well? Luca as well. Again, another Arsenal fan. Absolutely buzzing, I assume, with what happened last night. Go and subscribe to him. Does some absolutely wonderful stuff in terms of some Arsenal content. And also is an MK Dons fan as well. Does some entertaining and insightful vlogs over there on his channel as well. So if you're into all of that stuff when it comes to football and comes to obviously looking at some different aspects of football from different leagues and different perspectives, go and subscribe to all of these guys. Jordan for cricket or football, True Gunner for Arsenal content and football content in general. And of course, Luca for incredible stuff as well that he's doing on his channel when it comes to Arsenal, football, MK Dons. Different league, different perspective. It's there for everyone. There's something for everyone, I'm sure, in those three alone. Marco, do you have a channel? I've not actually. I've been so rude. I'm not actually like seen if you actually do you do content, or are you just like a casual observer? I'm so bad with keeping up to date with this kind of thing. You don't have a channel. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I appreciate you coming along anyway, my friend. It's been always lovely to talk to you, and you always throw in some interesting comments and things. So, yeah, can't thank you enough for engaging and getting involved, bro. Really do appreciate the talk from you. You're backing a revival from Real Madrid. We shall see how that goes, bro. I'll have to check my schedule for next week. But we probably will be back after the Arsenal game. We shall see how that one goes. And if you're going to be here, you can either say, I told you so, or you can hold your hands up and go, you know what? I believed, I got it wrong. It is what it is. We shall see next week how it is all going to play out. He's doubling down. He's going for a comeback. He says, mark his words. Guys, you know what to do. Save this. Remember this. And we shall be back next week to see whether or not his prediction, his prophecy actually comes to fruition or not. Either way, it's going to be exciting. Either way, it's going to be fun to watch it all play out before our very eyes. Like I say, guys, thank you all so much for watching, listening, and for getting involved. Thank you to Jordan. Thank you to True Gunner. Thank you to Luca. Thank you to Marco. Everybody else for watching, listening. Hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. Thanks everyone for getting involved in the channel. Continue to get involved, guys, even if you are watching this back on repeat. Get involved in the chat. Let me know what you guys thought of the game last night. Let me know what you guys thought about the Inter game, or what you guys think about tonight's games, your predictions on the PSG game versus Aston Villa, the Barcelona game versus Borussia Dortmund, all of that good stuff, or anything to do with the Champions League and to do with this video will make for great interesting reading, I'm sure, down below in the comments. So please do get involved. And again, thank you all for your continued or brand new support to the channel. Very much appreciated. Will always be appreciated and never taken for granted. So thank you all guys so much for that. I've been Fletch. This has been another live stream. Thank you all again, and I'll see and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.